Hello everyone, how are you today? This is Marc. I'm doing just great, thanks for asking. Somebody was spying my next door neighbor last week. Did anybody else in my neighborhood notice that? Well, I asked around, but nobody came forward. So now, if someone else does the same thing, I'll call the police. In this lesson, we're going to talk about some, any, and no compounds. So stay tuned. So we're back. Let's take a look at my first example. Somebody was spying my next door neighbor last week. So I used somebody. I could have used someone. It's the same thing when I refer to people. So someone or somebody was spying my next door neighbor last week. We use somebody or someone for affirmative sentences. If I want to say something with a place, referring to a place, we use where. So for example, I'd like to live somewhere near the beach. Or for things, we use something. An example, in an affirmative sentence, he wants something to eat. It could be cheese, it could be a burger, something to eat. Now, this is for affirmative sentences. We also use something or somewhere and so on, so some compound, with polite requests and those questions that expect an affirmative answer. So, an example, would you like something to drink with your lunch? Would you like something to drink with your lunch? Or another example, is there something you need for your birthday? Is there something you need for your birthday? So now we're going to talk about any. We use any for general questions. For example, did anyone or anybody else in my neighborhood notice that? Okay, so in this question that I asked, okay, I used anybody or anyone. It's the same thing. Okay, so we use any for general questions. We use it also for negative sentences, showing the auxiliary plus not, obviously. Like in my example, he didn't see anybody or anyone he knew at the party. Okay, remember that any can also be used with where and thing. So, like in these examples, I haven't been anywhere besides Rome this year. I haven't been anywhere besides Rome this year. With anything. Has John bought anything for our get-together dinner? Has John bought anything for our get-together dinner? No is used for sentences where the verb is affirmative, but the meaning is negative. Okay, like in my example. I asked around, but nobody or no one came forward. Remember that no one is two words, not like nobody, which is one word only, okay? No one. So I asked around, but nobody or no one came forward. So this is a positive sentence, but there is a negative meaning to the fact that there was nobody that came forward, okay? Let's look at no with thing and where. There is nothing in the fridge, okay? So this is an affirmative sentence, but there is a negative noun in the sentence also, because there is nothing in the fridge, okay? So no milk, no water, there is nothing. So the other example that I wrote is koalas are found nowhere else but Australia. So you can only find koalas in Australia and nowhere else. Okay, so nowhere else. Okay, nowhere else. Only Australia, nowhere. So now let's recap. So in this video we took a look at some any and no compounds. We use somewhere, someone or something for affirmative sentences or for questions. The questions have to be polite questions or when it is expected to have a positive answer to the question. Any is used for negative sentences and for general questions. Anywhere, anything, and anyone. So we use no for affirmative sentences but with a negative meaning. We use nothing, nowhere, or no one, or nobody. I would like to ask you a favor. Can you share this video? I would really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day and I see you the next lesson. Take care. Bye bye.